Hey y'all, welcome back to Morning Manna. I'm excited to talk with you today because what I'm about to share with you is very personal and near and dear to my heart. I'm going to talk a bit on pursuing your family. So this subject covers a wide scope of people, as family can be your spouse, your children, your siblings, your parents, your grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, the list goes on. Family can be a great blessing, but sometimes family can also be tricky. I'd like to focus on children for a moment, as Christopher and I have 4 children of our own. Psalm 127 says, "Children are a heritage from the Lord, offspring a reward from Him." Children are a blessing. They are the Lord's greatest gift and are one of His many ways to show us how He loves us. Our oldest son turned 15 this year, and in 2.5 short years, he will be graduating high school. I remember when he was born, it seemed as though every older mother gave me the advice to enjoy him while I can because they grow so quickly. I'm really not exaggerating. Every time I went out to the grocery store with him while he slept in his car seat as I pushed the cart, I'd hear that same phrase. And sure enough, as sitting up turned to crawling and crawling turned to walking, I realized that they were right. Now looking back, I can't believe we're already here, facing driver's ed and college applications. If you have little ones at home, the time to pursue them and be with them is now. It seems as the world progresses, the busier and more hectic life gets. Chris and I just had a conversation with our small group a few weeks back, and one of our friends mentioned that they want to find the time to slow down this holiday season. But isn't that the constant struggle? Every year as we approach this time, there seems to be a familiar pattern. We want to spend our time with the ones we love most and make many lasting memories together. Yet somehow, we find ourselves begrudgingly saying yes to every event, and suddenly our schedules are packed and planned long before the holiday season even arrives. Aside from the holidays, we feel the pressure to have our children involved in every activity available to them under the sun, in fear that we will somehow hold them back if we decide to pursue our family unit as opposed to all the activities. So think about that for a minute. The pressure to do and to go is real. Now, hear me out. Our children are all involved in after-school activities. We believe that sports are a healthy way to keep your kids active, and we love that we have the ability to do so. But the idea that your child won't thrive staying at home with you is completely false. In fact, you pouring into your children and family will go further than any activity out there. Proverbs 22:6 says, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it." One of the greatest acts of faith that we as parents can display while raising and sending out our children into the world is trust. When we place our trust in our Father, we are essentially acknowledging that He is their provider, and He loves them so much more than we ever could. Walking in the present, we can't fully understand what His plans are for them, but we can be thankful and know that He has the final say in every aspect of their lives. I mentioned earlier that if you still have little ones at home, then the time to pursue them is now. But guess what? If your children are grown and out of the house, the time to pursue them is also now. It's never too late to run after your children, even if your baby is 50. Like I said a moment ago, family is one of the Lord's greatest blessings, but sometimes family can also be tricky, to put it lightly. If you're struggling today in your relationships with your family, I'd like to encourage you to consistently pray for them and chase after them. Perhaps you might consider memorizing 1 Corinthians 13, verses 4 through 8, which says, "Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails." Corinthians chapter 13 then goes on to say in verse 13, "And now these 3 things remain, faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love." The character of God's very own nature is love. Family is a gift. Who do you need to pursue? Well, that's all I have for today. See you guys tomorrow.